It's time for a little comedy, a little content, and a lot of conversation. It's the Geno Jones Show, exclusively right here on YouTube. Now here's your host, Geno Jones.
Hey, it's showtime. What's happening, everybody? The Geno Jones Show. Pow! You see the sign behind me. So I come to you live Monday through Friday. My normal start time, 6:30 p.m. Eastern, unless otherwise stated. How about that? So I need you and everybody that you know, everybody that you like, folks that you love, folks that you, it's kind of like I ain't really crazy about them, folks you can't stand, folks you hate, strangers, aliens from outer space. Tell them all, this is must-see TV, the Geno Jones Show. That's right. I make you laugh, I make you think, I probably make some of y'all mad, piss you off. But I come with the truth and receipts. Yes, I have my opinions and my perspective, but I'm going to have them receipts in my hands. Please, you and everybody you know, like I say, subscribe to the Geno Jones Show YouTube channel. And thank you. I've had, so YouTube every month, I get an email. And they call it like analytics data. They just tell you to give you the numbers, how many people have been watching, like individual views, how many minutes of watching. So I had like over 1,500 views. So it's like at least 1,500 people. Now, sometimes people could be watching at home. It could be 10, 15 people, either in their home, and maybe you got your crew over, maybe you're in the hair salon, or you're at the barber shop, you could be at the airport. So just thank you. And over 3,000 minutes, just last month alone, over 3,000 minutes of viewing the Geno Jones Show. That is amazing. The show has grown so much in the last 2.5 years. So, man, like the Heavy D song, got nothing but love for you, baby. I got nothing but love for you, mama. Each and every one of you, thank you so much. All right, so let me start off. Let's talk about, so a lot of you guys know about this versus battle, like at the height of the pandemic, like in 2020, shout out to super producers, Swizz Beatz, super producer DJ Alicia Keys, his husband, and my man Timberland, that work with Missy, so many other people, Usher, Justin Bieber, just a bunch of folks. Everybody knows Timberland. Well, maybe not everybody. So anyway, they came up with this idea like a versus battle because everybody was like stuck at home inside, and they could do it like people could just be in their home. And they were doing it on Instagram. So anyway, so it's blown up, and they got paid, and there was some controversy about the money anyway. So the versus battle that a lot of folks have been waiting on, because there's been a lot of trash talk, like LeBron and the Lakers when they played the Grizzlies. Like Dylan Brooks was talking a lot of trash, couldn't back it up, now his ass got cut. Like the Grizzlies, it's like, under no circumstances will your ass come back to play for us. Out of here! So, I digress. September 8th, the wait will be over. The versus battle, Diddy versus Jermaine Dupri. I'm saying, Diddy, yo, man, I got love for you, Diddy. Look, I love what you've done for the culture. Nothing but love and respect. But put some respect on Jermaine Dupri's name. Don't get it twisted, partner. So I can't wait. And oh, by the way, this versus battle is going to be in Madison Square Garden in New York City. Yes. And folks in New York call it the Mecca. Now, I don't call it the Mecca, but we get it. One of the most famous arenas on the planet. September 8th, Diddy versus Jermaine Dupri. That's gonna be must-see viewing. So shout out to Diddy. Shout out to Jermaine Dupri for making it happen. Even though Timberland and Swizz Beatz haven't officially made the announcement, but Diddy put it out there. He was talking to Busta Rhymes. I saw like Instagram post. He's like, it's on, man. Me and Jermaine Dupri, we're about to get it on, like a Marvin Gaye song. Let's get it on. Oh, baby. Let's get it on. So we're going to get it on. They're going to get it on. And I'm going to be watching. I'd love to be in Madison Square Garden. I love to send one of my viewers to Madison Square Garden to see the versus battle. Like with me. I'm going to work on that. All right? Versus, folks, holla at me. Swizz Beats, Tim, Diddy, Jermaine, JD. Holla at your man. Holla at your people right here. Let's absolutely positively make this thing happen. Happy birthday today. Well, first of all, before I do that, shout out to my Los Angeles Lakers. Man, I was nervous. I'm not going to front. Third quarter, they're losing like by 12 points. I think they got down by as many as 13 at least. I know they were losing by at least 12 points in the third quarter. And I'm like, oh, man, I don't know. I'm a little nervous. And shout out to this brother, Lonnie Walker the fourth. Not Lonnie Walker Sr., not Lonnie Walker Jr., not Lonnie Walker the third, Lonnie Walker the fourth, one of the role players, guys coming off the bench, hadn't played a lot, but he balled out 15 points in the fourth quarter. He was like, yo, LeBron, AD, I got y'all. I'm a young boy. I ain't been playing that much. My legs are fresh. I got that youthful energy, and I got game. Look out, Steph Curry. Look out, Klay Thompson, Jordan Peele. Come and get some of this. Draymond, come and get some of this. It was one play, he just ran right by Klay Thompson. It was like, you saw Klay was trying to catch up with them young legs ain't no joke on that basketball court. Now, there's a lot to be said for experience. Just ask the Memphis Grizzlies. I know my son-in-law is really mad, cussing me out now. He's a huge Grizzlies fan. Look, man, y'all had a great season. You need a new coach, I think, personally, because this dude's only going to take y'all so far. He's done great, you know, kind of getting y'all to this point, but that I digress, because I'm talking about my Lakers. Even though I'm like missing sleep, because these games are ending like 12:40-ish, 12:45, and then I can't go to sleep because like my adrenaline is like pumping. Because, you know, I'm excited. I'm either like anxious or excited. You know, that nervous energy, like when your team is like, man, they're going to pull it off. And then Steph Curry took a coach. Shout out to Anthony Davis. AD, you balling, bro. I'm proud. Man, I'm beyond proud of you, brother. Represent. Because, man, on defense, he's a terror. 6'10", 6'11", guarding Steph Curry. 30 feet from the basket. Made it tough. Steph was about my height, maybe an inch taller. 6'2". But Steph was a bad boy. But shout out to the Lakers. They won last night, so they are leading in this series against the Golden State Warriors, who are the NBA champions from last year. 3-1. But it ain't over, because back in 2016, the Golden State Warriors were leading LeBron's Cleveland Cavaliers in the NBA Finals. 3-1. All Golden State had to do was win one more game. They had 3 games to win 1 game, and 2 of those games were in Oakland. They were playing in Oakland at the time. San Francisco, Oakland, right there. Just they got a bridge that connects the 2 cities. And LeBron was like, I don't think so, partner. We not going to do this. We ain't losing. Made history. Came back from a 3-1 deficit in the NBA Finals. No, nobody, even Michael Jordan didn't do that. Now, don't say, well, Jordan never lost in the finals. True, but he didn't play Akeem in his prime, and he was doing that in the 90s. Like Isaiah Thomas said, and there's no shade. In the 90s, Jordan was it. Except for those 2 years when he left to play baseball, and Akeem was dominating. That's the one, I still say one of those 2 years, the Bulls probably would have. And I'm from the Chi. I'm from Chicago, born and raised in Chicago. So, you know, I had nothing but love, even though I'm an original Lakers fan. I'm like a Kareem and Magic and James Worthy and Michael Cooper and then Norm Nixon and Jamal Wilkes and Bob McAdoo, then Byron Scott. Yeah, and then it was a Shaq Kobe thing with Rick Fox and Derek Fisher and the whole crew, Robert Big Shot Bob, Robert Ory, and all of them. But, Yeah, Akeem Olajuwon, the Houston Rockets, they won like what, 94, 95, 95, 96. Yeah, Akeem was a problem. And they had some talent around them. You know, Vernon Maxwell, Kenny Smith, all them dudes. Mario Elie, Sam Cassell looked like a little alien. But Akeem the Dream Olajuwon was a problem. And it was nobody. Now you can say, well, there was really nobody that could guard Michael Jordan. Well, you know, they could make him work. But it wasn't nobody on the Bulls. It wasn't even a team. It wasn't even a collection of dudes. Will Perdue, you name it, whoever, Luke Longley. Akeem would have averaged 40 points and 20 rebounds. On a bad night, he'd have fouled out the whole front line. I digress. So shout out to the Lakers. Shout out to Lonnie Walker the fourth. Shout out to Anthony Davis, Ball. Shout out to LeBron. But you know what? LeBron, let me say this. And people had different leadership styles, management or leadership. Like Jordan, as much as, look, I love what he did for the city. And look, I'm a huge Michael Jordan fan. As a matter of fact, those first little all red and black Air Jordans, I actually bought a pair. Like, what was that, 85? In the 85, I think. 86. Man, them things hurt my feet so bad. Same shoes that in his documentary that he talked about, he wore and they had his feet bleeding. Those shoes, like, damn near did that to me. They hurt me so bad I threw them away. And I know I spent over $100 on those Jordans. And I think I may have bought one more. This is several years later. I think I bought one more pair of Jordans because I had such a bad experience with that very first pair of Air Jordans. I'm like, man, look, Mike, I got love for you, partner, but I ain't messing with you in them shoes, partner. No, you're not a shoesmith. Neither is Nike. They're a running shoe company, but I digress. But Michael Jordan's leadership, and Shaq to a degree, yeah, Shaq too, because he slapped Kobe, and Kobe wanted his ass. It was like, didn't Stephen A. Smith say that Kobe said that he really wanted to do harm to Shaq? And Kobe would have. Kobe, look, Shaq was bigger than Kobe, and I get it. But Kobe wasn't no punk, and Kobe would have been a dude like, okay, you slap me. Kobe probably would have got quiet, and Shaq wouldn't have known it, and it would have been something. It would have been real. Shaq may have never played basketball again in his life. Kobe was that kind of dude. Kobe reminded me of myself, my grandfather, just silent. I tell people, don't worry. Don't worry when I'm talking. Don't worry. When I'm loud, you don't have to worry. When I get quiet is when you got a problem. When I'm silent, yeah, it's about to, yes. It could be a problem. We're just going to leave it at that. So I want to talk about the leadership style. And Michael Jordan was a bully. You saw that in the Last Dance. But Michael knew who he could bully. That's the only thing. Because personally, I hate bullies. I know hate is a strong word, but there's certain things that I do not tolerate, I despise. Pet peeve, as people talk about, and bullies. And that stems from seeing my mother being bullied and you know, domestically beaten. You know, she was a victim of domestic abuse, and I witnessed it. I've talked about that many times on this show, on my radio show. When I was 4 and a half, she was pregnant with my baby sister, who's 5 years younger than me. And the man who was married to her at the time was beating her in front of me on a back porch. And I ran, and I came up to his waist, but I ran at his ass and tried to tackle him and knock him down. I'm a 4-year-old boy fighting a grown-ass man, trying to beat a grown-ass man, beat his ass at 4 and a half. And I was fearless. And I can still see that like I'm looking in the camera. So I have a thing, I don't like bullies. Because I'm like, I'm not the one. I would avoid fights at any cost. But man, if you ever push me to that point where that switch, where you triggered that switch, it's a point of no return. And he bullied the teammates he knew he could bully. He didn't bully Horace Grant. He didn't bully Bill Cartwright. I think he tried it one time, and Bill Cartwright was like, look, little man. you 6'6", I'm 7'1", and pretty strong. Now, you can go over there and try to punk Luke Longley and Will Perdue, even though they weren't on the team at the time. But you come over there, you could punch Steve Kerr. Or maybe you could probably bully John Paxson, but you come over here with this foolishness if you want to. It ain't going to end well. Michael knew who he could bully and who he couldn't bully. But anyway, what I love about LeBron last night in terms of displaying his leadership style, because that's how I'm wired. I believe in positive reinforcement. If you make a mistake, I'm going to say, hey, man, listen. But it's not what you say and what you do, it's how you say it and how you do it. And it was a beautiful scene at the end of the game because this kid, Lonnie Walker the fourth, hadn't been playing much at all. And, you know, he started off the season, he was a starter. And then here in this playoffs games, there are games he didn't play at all. But LeBron said after the game, he said, Lonnie, stay ready. We're going to need you. And just stay ready, because when we need you, we're going to need you. My grandfather used to say, one of his pearls of wisdom, don't be there when I want you, be there when I need you. And last night, the Lakers needed Lonnie Walker to ball the way he balled. And LeBron said, I told him to just stay ready. Don't get down. Stay ready. Keep working on your game. And the young man said he did. He was interviewed after the game and said he had been working on the game with his brothers and his dad. But there was a scene where LeBron, so you got LeBron, AD, and Lonnie Walker. And AD, Anthony Davis, is standing here. LeBron is got the kid like by the back of his head. And LeBron's head is down like this, and Lonnie Walker's head, and you can see he was talking to him. It's like, I'm sure, I don't know what he said, but I can imagine, based on what LeBron said after the game in the news conference, he was like, man, I told you, stay ready, bro. You stay ready. I love you. We love you, man. You won this game. You won this game for us. And I love that leadership style. That's so important because humans are complicated. And at the end of the day, we all want to be validated. We all want to be appreciated and acknowledged. Yeah, we make mistakes. And correct us when we make a mistake. And sometimes, you got to, hey, man, but do it from a place of, if I know that you want me to win, then if I make a mistake, I'll let you say, hey, man, come on, G, you better than that, dude. What happened? I can receive that if I know that that genuinely you want me to win. And that's the way I deal with people. That's anybody that I have working with me or for me. I always make sure that they know that I want them to win. And I want you to be the best version of yourself. And I'm not going to micromanage you because my attitude is if I bring you on my team, whatever it is, be a part of the show, whatever, if I bring you into my world and my universe, then that means I believe in you. Because if I didn't believe in you, I wouldn't even mess with you. I wouldn't have you a part of my team or in my universe. So if I believe in you, I need to encourage you and to focus on what you do well and to build that up and give you the wind beneath your wings so you can be the best version of yourself. I want you to shine. I'm never going to bring you on my team and try to keep you, don't shine, don't work. Oh, I don't want you. Now, you can't outshine me. You can't, no. Be great, because I'm going to be great. And the greater you are, the greater that's going to make me. There's a saying that iron sharpens iron. So be as great as you be the greatest, because I'm going to be the greatest. We're just going to be the greatest together, and it's going to be unstoppable. That's the way I'm wired. That is just my attitude and philosophy about life, personal, business, whatever. Because if I don't like you, then I'm not going to have anything to do. If I don't like you, I'm going to leave you alone. So I love that leadership style by LeBron. I just wanted to shout that out. And there's no shade to Michael. I mean, what Michael did, it worked for that team. Michael was smart. Now, Michael knew Michael knew who he could punch, who he could bully and talk to like that, and who he couldn't. I just the whole bullying thing, I don't get down with that. I just don't, period. But that's me. You know, everybody's different. He got 6 championships, so he was fortunate because he couldn't have done that with Shaq. He couldn't have done that with Kobe. There's some players that if he'd have played with, yeah, they'd have been fighting. It's like, look, I don't give a damn how good you are. What you not going to do is, if you punch me, you may never play basketball again in your life. Because that would have been me. I would have been that teammate. Trust me, if you punch me one time or punch near me, at me, you may never play basketball again. You may not even have knees. That's just me. Because I would never do that to you. But like I said, shout out to LeBron. And shout out to Michael too. But thank you, Mike. We love you, man. Them 6 championships, you and Scotty and Phil, who's turned out to be problematic. So when Scotty said that Phil was a racist, Phil Jackson was a racist, and people was like, oh, Scotty, you really tripping now. I guess Scotty wasn't really tripping. Because Phil Jackson is now, he is revealed, he has shown his true self, that he's retired and he doesn't need these young brothers so he can make hundreds of millions of dollars as a coach and to win 6 championships. So he can really just be him true self up there in Montana and let his white nationalist, right-wing, racist flag fly. And it's funny because the dude was like a hippie, anti-war, but it just, hey, it is what it is. So I just had a long-winded way of shouting out LeBron. Okay, so let me do this first. Happy birthday, Rosario Dawson. Rosario Dawson, she was the actress. Remember the movie He Got Game with Denzel? Because we've been pronouncing Denzel's name wrong. So it's actually Denzel, not Denzel. With Denzel Washington. Ray Allen, NBA superstar Ray Allen, Celtics and the Heat, NBA champion. She was Ray Allen's girlfriend, and he got game. She was in Men in Black 2. And then for a while, she was Senator Cory Booker's girlfriend. 44 today. Happy 44. Fellow Taurian, Rosario Dawson, rapper from the Wu-Tang Clan, Ghostface Killer. Ghostface is 53 today. And Tamia, R&B star Tamia. I met her when her first album came out. I was doing a morning show in Detroit, Michigan. So Windsor is literally, if you were in downtown Detroit, there is a bridge. There's a tunnel. So there's an underground tunnel downtown. So if you like at a hotel right downtown, you'll see looks like not even a river, just a body of water. I don't know, you could say it's really the river, but it's probably it might be a mile wide. And I remember when I first went to Detroit to work, to a Detroit work. Shout out to John Mason. Shout out to Keela Carson. Shout out to all my Detroit family up there, Reggie Reg and everybody up that way. I was like, oh, what neighborhood? What neighborhood is that in Detroit? They was like, that's Canada. I was like, huh? Canada? That's Canada? Windsor, the city of Windsor, Ontario, Canada. Literally is right across a mile wide stretch of whatever the name of that river is. Literally. Like when I lived downtown, I could look out my window because I was probably about 2 blocks from right there where the river is, where Detroit, the city of Detroit ended. And out my window, I could see there was an underground tunnel. And you could see this little mile-wide gap, and you just see this other side. There was a city there that I just thought was another part of Detroit. But it's Windsor, Ontario, Canada. That's where Tamia is from. So Tamia is 48 today. You know, she is the wife of Basketball Hall of Famer, my man Grant Hill. And I hear there are people in Florida that are trying to get either Grant Hill or Dwayne Wade to run to be a United States Senator. Even though, now Dwayne Wade said he moved from Florida because it was too racist and homophobic, really homophobic. His son is his daughter, forgive me, no respect, my bad. His daughter is transgender young woman. And it's just with that Governor Too Short DeSantis, with his just racist, homophobic, misogynistic, sexist, just anyway. But I saw that today, that there are people that are trying to get Grant Hill or Dwayne Wade. But I'm sure Dwayne still has a home in Florida, but he doesn't live there anymore because he just said I saw him on TV or a video. He said he had to leave Florida because it's not safe for his family, specifically for his transgender daughter. So shout out to Dwayne Wade, man. You look, support your kids, man. All these folks just tripping. Well, man, and hey, guess what? A lot of these folks doing a whole hell of a lot of talking. But if they were in that situation, you know what? I would bet in most cases. Now, some cases they would just be just an asshole and would, stop loving their kid because their kid's lifestyle is different than what they would prefer it would be. You're going to love your kids. You're going to protect your child. Okay? You don't have to like their lifestyle. Heck, I'm sure a lot of us, our lifestyles, our parents ain't that crazy about what we've done or do. But you're going to love your kid. That's full stop. So shout out to Dwayne Wade as a father. Protect your family at any cost. And folks that don't like that, that's your problem. Say what you want to say. It don't matter. Dwayne Wade is successful. I'm sure his net worth is in the hundreds of millions or close to it. And he's got a beautiful wife, beautiful black queen, talented. I'm sure her bag is secure. So they don't give a damn what y'all say. So focus on your own life. How about that? Just thought I need to throw that in there. So, what has Joe Biden done for black folks? My closing part of my monologue, because you hear a lot of what has Joe Biden done for black folks? And I don't know, and because I saw some polling, and it's like, well, what has Joe Biden done for black folks? Well, what has Joe Biden done for black folks? What has Joe Biden done for white folks too? Well, if you have parents or grandparents on Social Security, did you know they got an 8% raise in their Social Security? That means that might help you out, because you might be in a position where you're supporting your parents or your grandparents financially, or assisting, trying to, fill in the gap, like gap insurance. Did you know that? Did you absolutely know? Maybe you didn't know that. Did you know that? Did you know that black unemployment is at the lowest rate that it has ever been? Let me say that again, because I'm going to keep saying this, because this is really bigger than Joe Biden. It ain't about Democrats or Republicans. This is about folks that believe in this flawed system of democracy or a dictator. Or you may hear some people call it an autocracy. An autocrat is a person that believes I'm like the king, I'm God. Putin. Russia is under an autocracy, basically ruled by a dictator, an autocrat. My way or the highway. I make the law. I say what goes, what doesn't go. Folks left England. They left Great Britain because they didn't want to be under that kind of rule, right? So really, it's about either you're not going to have any rights at all. Women are not going to have any kind of rights whatsoever. People don't forget. Do you realize that women, including white women, all women, any woman, could not purchase a home or open up a line of credit in her name alone without having a man co-sign for it until the 1970s. Did you hear that? So you've got all these old men trying to tell women what they can and can't do with their body, and suggesting if a woman has an abortion, that she should get the death penalty? Really? What about the man that, what? Oh, see, we don't talk about that part. So, but for all those, man, Joe Biden ain't done nothing for black folks. Well, the black unemployment rate is the lowest it has ever been. If you, and all these black folks that's got parents and grandparents that's on Social Security, and if you have a parent or grandparent on Medicare, and they have diabetes, now their insulin, which could have cost them as much as $1,000 a month, the price of their insulin through Medicare is capped. They're not gonna pay any more than $35 a month. So that's helping them, and that could help you, because that means that's money that's not coming out of your pocket. All right, and if they need vaccines, because you know, if you have parents that are seniors or grandparents, they need certain vaccines, pneumonia and other vaccines. Those vaccines are free. And you know, President Biden has got the order to eliminate like hundreds of millions of dollars in student loan debt, but this Supreme Court is blocking it. All right, which is why we need more people who believe in a democracy and that everybody should have a say, and everybody should have a chance to win, and put everybody in this situation where they can have affordable housing and affordable child care. And shout out to President Biden. He increased Pell Grants. Now, yeah, that's personal to me, because I still got one more year of college tuition to pay. So those Pell Grants are really important. They helped out millions of families. I know, because I'm one of them. All right? So if you got a son or daughter, maybe you got a grandchild that you're helping out, those Pell Grants come in real handy. They help fill in the gap. Because if you take that money away that a lot of the millions of students have been getting for Pell Grants, a lot of sons and daughters and grandsons and daughters and nieces and nephews wouldn't afford to be able to go to college, because a lot of people wouldn't have the money to replace what they would lose if they didn't get those Pell Grants. So just have that conversation in the barbershop. And no, but look, the Democrats ain't paying me. Joe Biden ain't paying me. I'm just going to tell the truth. But we are at a point to where we're going to have a democracy, as flawed as it is, or you're going to have chaos and you have a dictator. And you just look at Russia, look at Hungary. I'm telling you, you don't want that, because, you know, these, you know, white nationalists, and for these black folks and Hispanic folks who believe in this ideology of white nationalism and white supremacy, nothing supreme about hate and fear and ignorance and things, you know, hating Jews and Jews are this and that, and black folks are this and that. Okay? So they may not come for you yet, but eventually, some of these same black folks and Hispanic, like the dude that killed the 8 people at the outlet mall in suburban Dallas, Hispanic dude, Hispanic surname, had all these like like a SWAT sticker tattoo, like tattooed on his chest, Nazi symbols all over his body, right-wing death squad, RWDS. You see a patch like that, then you know who you're around. Right-wing death squad. Believe in all this. That, you know, really want to kill all Jews, black folks, white folks that marry and have relationships with black folks. But a lot of these folks, they weren't considered white when their ancestors got here. And I talked about that many times. So really, that's where we are. Women losing all their freedom because they want to ban abortions and they want to ban birth control. So they don't want you to be able to take birth control. They don't want, if you got a 10-year-old that's been raped, too bad, she got to have a baby. And no birth control, really. And as men making that decision about women, I talk about all that so much. So just some of the things, and I'm going to be on this a lot. What has Joe Biden done for black folks? A lot. and white folks and Hispanic folks and Asian American and those from Asian American, from all of Asia, Southeast Asia, all India, because India, people from India would be, that's Asia, so they are considered technically Asian Americans. Even some of them, you know, they get around these, you know, races, and they start parroting and saying some of this same dumbass racist ideology. And then it comes, but see, they're being used. Because, well, see, we're not racist. Look, there's a black person saying that. Oh, look, there's a person from India saying that. Look, there's a Hispanic guy saying all Jews are evil and all black folks are just lazy, or just all Hispanics are lazy, just all kind of races and women are killers, killing babies. All of that foolishness, all that ignorance, racism, anti-Semitism, misogyny, sexism, homophobia, transphobia, all of it. So there you go. Take them receipts with you when you go to the barbershop and have your conversation, your debate. Finally, a jury has found the man who I refer to as Orange Hitler, Donald John Trump. They found him liable because this was a civil trial. So that means that there's going to be monetary damages. And he has been, so E. Jean Carroll is a woman who accused him of raping her in a department store in New York City in the 90s. So a jury found him liable of sexual abuse. Now they didn't find him liable of rape, which I'm scratching my head. I heard there was 6 men on the jury and some of them was looking bored and had funny ass look on it. But they found him liable of sexual abuse and defamation. Defamation is a legal term for damaging my good reputation. Damaging the good reputation of someone. That's a really fancy way of saying it. That's what defamation is in the law. You damaged my reputation by lying on me. And his own deposition, because E. Jean Carroll's lawyers, they had a deposition where under oath they asked him questions. He was like, yeah, I'm a celebrity. I think celebrities, you know, yeah, you can grab them by the you know what. Here, let me just click on there. Yeah, he said you can grab them by the you know what. And they love it. So, just wanted to kind of put you up on that. So, yes, your man, your boy, and I mean that like ridiculously, right? But, you know, maybe somebody watching, might be evil. But anyway, so yes, Mr. Orange Hitler found liable, sexual abuse and defamation, ordered to pay E. Jean Carroll $5 million. He got $5 million, maybe somewhere. Thank you for letting me be a part of your life. As always, God bless each and every one of you, and you, and you, and you, and especially you. I come to you live, my normal start time, Monday through Friday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern. Tell everybody you know, everybody you don't know, folks you love, strangers, aliens, folks you can't stand, even the MAGA cult. Tell them all to subscribe to the Geno Jones Show YouTube channel. Subscribe, screen grab, share, and binge watch all my back episodes. I want to thank everybody once again. The numbers from April for the Geno Jones Show were incredible. Over 3,000 minutes of viewing the show. Over 1,500 individual views of the show. Thank you so very much. I appreciate your support. The next live edition of the Geno Jones Show is going to be Wednesday, 6:30 p.m. However, if you are old school R&B fan, remember the group Troop. They are going to be my guests this Thursday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern. Shout out to Troop. I'm so excited. Shout out to my people. Ken Wilson out in Los Angeles. He has been like my plug me into a lot of my celebrity guests. So thank you, Ken Wilson. And thank you to the members of Troop. Man, I can't wait. We're going to chop it up, talk about what you got going on. Talk about how music has changed, how you guys have stayed relevant. Share some funny stories, some great memories from back in the day, being out on tour with some of the biggest names in the industry. So it's gonna be a fun time. As always, be blessed. Pray for peace. Thanks for watching. Shout out to Mr. Markel Bailey, the official barber and hairstylist of the Geno Jones Show. Check him out on Instagram. Kel be cutting up. KELBECUTTINUP. Allie Jones is the drip director, the official wardrobe consultant and stylist for the Geno Jones Show. Check her out on Instagram. LX.N like Nanette, C like Charlie, L like Lexi. LX.N like Nanette, C like Charlie, L like Lexi, then underscore. Right, that little dash down at the bottom. And Bruce Gage, wardrobe consultant and stylist for the Geno Jones Show. Check him out. Miglio di Mario Uomo, the Mario Uomo collection, and so much more. Check it all out on Instagram, including the fly ball collection, the officially licensed Negro League baseball collection, his line, the gear. Check him out. Miglio di Mario Uomo. It's an Italian name. Miglio di Mario Uomo. MIGLIO. DIMARIOUOMO. MIGLIODIMARIOUOMO. Till Wednesday, 6:30 p.m. live. In the meantime, go back and binge watch yesterday. Great show. Tell everybody now, when you finish watching this episode, go back, binge watch all of my back episodes. Thank you for watching.
Subscribe and tune in to the next episode of the Geno Jones Show, exclusively right here on YouTube.